Manchester United out of the FA Cup, an abysmal performance by the team, and ultimately Manchester United will play 40 games this season, the lowest in the campaign in 100 years. An embarrassing performance by the team, and let's get into the individuals. Let's look at some of them. We look at all of them really. In goal, Le Mans. There was that one shaky moment from Le Mans where he passed the ball to Welbeck, and Welbeck should have scored in all honesty, but he did a very good job to kind of um, save the situation. No pun intended. Le Mans for me has to get a five. I mean, on the goals, I mean that Welbeck one is filth. That top corner, left foot, bending away from goal. It's an amazing finish. The first goal, again, I don't think he can do anything on it really. It's a rebound. He makes the saves. It's just United defenders being static, and it's poor from Mason Mount. So I'd give him a 4 out of 10. Right back, Dalot. Dalot has to be one of the most infuriating players to watch. He gets in the right positions, great runs. Like his runs are class, but he's good at making a run, but doesn't do anything with it. So I have to give him a 5 out of 10. Like I think Dalot forgot he was playing right back in the system. Like bro was moving erratic at times. He was not defending good enough, and he was very very poor. So yeah, gotta give Dalot a five. Didn't offer enough going forward. Didn't do enough defensively. Made the runs, couldn't do anything. Euro, I'll give him a six. I think Euro is a player who we know he has the quality. We know he's a top player. I think he defended well at times. I think on the second goal he could have done better, a bit slow to react. But he was that guy who was making tackles. He looked more comfortable in the back four. He was driving the ball out. And if we take away from how poor it was United defensively, I thought Euro did a very good job. So I give him a five. Martinez, listen, the butcher, whatever you want to call him, bro's looking like a joke, man, bro. You need Martinez to pass the ball out. And listen, he tried it in that first half, but second half, for the last, what was it, half an hour he was on the pitch, he was non existent. Couldn't do anything with the ball. Quite aggressive, sloppy passes like Martinez for me. Gotta give him a five. The second goal is too slow to react as well, and it's not good enough from him, if we're being honest. Left back Dorgu, I mean, Dorgu got into some good positions. He defended well. I thought he was probably United's best performer in that first half. He looked comfortable in the balls, and I don't think he's played left back many times for United before. Most of the time he's been on the left wing. Think he did a good job, so I'd give him a 5.5 out of 10. I mean, we did lose the game. I think Dorgo on the first goal actually could be a bit better to react, so I'll give him a 5 out of 10. And actually on the second goal he does get caught out. So yeah, Dorgo I'd give a five. Into midfield Ugarte, you need something from Ugarte. I mean, there was one time where he tried to volley it, pass out to Bruno, just shambolic pass, typical Ugarte performance. I'd give him a 5 out of 10. Stinky, stinky, stinky. Mainu for me actually did alright. I think Mainu was someone who the fans wanted to see. I wanted to see what he could offer. I think he looked good on the ball. He looked like he could try and create something. So I'd give him a 7 out of 10. Mount on that right hand side, a guy who struggled, poor on the goal, has to do better, has to do so much more. Just as a simple run off his shoulder, and yeah, it wasn't good enough from Kobe Manu. I think Manu was actually alright. Mason Mount, sorry, was someone five out of 10 for Manu. I don't think he was good enough. He was shambolic in terms of that first goal. Didn't offer nothing. You need Mount 60 million. Can you do something for us? No, you can't. And it's not good enough for Mount. We know the high expectations that we have of him. But in a game against Brighton, I just don't think we got the most of him on that right hand side. So I have to give Mount a 4 out of 10. I think he was not great today. Bruno, listen, gets an assist from the corner. Typical Bruno performance. Tries to create chances, was dropping so deep at times, was playing centre back towards the end of the game. Just did everything he possibly could to create something, and ultimately couldn't create enough. And Bruno, for me, is one of my favourite players to watch, but he also is very infuriating at times. And I think, listen, the whole aim of signing in Burma and Cunha was to take the burden off of Bruno, but ultimately it seemed like he was the guy who was trying to make everything happen, which again, it wasn't good enough from Bruno. He got an assist. I'd give him a 5 out. I'd give him a 6 out of 10 for the assist. I think he tried to get us back into the game. He didn't look like himself, but yeah, I'd give him a 5 out of 10 for Bruno Fernandes. Now, in terms of the left, Cunha. Now, Cunha, again, there has been games where Cunha has been class. Brighton at Old Trafford in the Premier League game. I thought against Villa he was very, very good. I think what was the other game? Liverpool, he was very good. But there's been games this season where he's been absolutely infuriating. Today, just doing too much. I think Wolves in that Old Trafford game a few weeks ago, very, very infuriating. Burnley, he was just doing too much in the game and he needs to be less selfish. I think we know Cunha's a top player, but he needs to stop trying too much to try and get that glory moment. I think the moment will come if you be less selfish. And I think he's a player for me who, listen, for 60 million, the season has been underwhelming if we're being honest from Cunha. I think, yes, he's got a few goals and assists and he looks like a maverick, but you need him to step up and be less greedy. And I think that will come with time. I think there's a top player there. I don't think we actually are playing him in his best position. I think Cunha is probably the only player who would not benefit with United switching to a 4-2-3-1 because he's not a left winger. I know we've seen, whether that's Ollie come in and we've seen him utilise someone like Pogba there. But again, very different profile to Cunha. So, I'm very two different players. I mean, Pogba's 10 times better than Cunha. But yeah, anyway, Cunha for me, I got to give him a 5. He was quite infuriating to watch. There was a time where I think he was dribbling at the Brighton back line there. He had a chance to square it pass it to Dorgu, and he just didn't do it. And he tried to take on 4 players, and it just got tackled. So yeah, for me, he was very infuriating. And Sesko through the middle. Listen, he gets the goal. I think he had a few half chances in the game to get a goal in that first half. I think Sesko's a player who we know needs to build on that. He's still a young player. I think we'll have to wait and see what does happen in terms of going forward. I think Sesko will come good at United, but I just don't think it's a good enough performance by him today. I think Brighton are a team who, listen, we know we can exploit them, but physically I don't think he was good enough. Now in terms of the subs, Shea Lacey comes on, shows a lot of passion, gets a red card. I mean, when you're relying on Shea Lacey to give you all your creativeness, I think that's a concern. So I give Lacey a 6. I think he tried to do something when he came on. Xerxes gets a 5, didn't really do anything when he come on. Maguire, again, has kind of a part to play in the goal, so I'd give him a 5. Who else came on? I think that was it. Lacey, let me see. I believe that was it. So, yeah, listen, Darren Fletcher, his second game in charge for Manchester United. I think his last game in charge, and I think it should be. I think Fletcher's a guy who's done an outstanding job, outstanding time in the games that he's been here. Obviously, didn't get the results that you would have wanted, a draw and a loss, and out of the cup. But ultimately, the way which he's presented himself has been very, very good. And I think he takes that respect from the United fans. Now going forward, what does happen with the manager, we'll get some hopefully confirmation tomorrow. But yeah, Fletcher for me, I'll give him a 5. I think the only difference that we've probably seen from United is just change to a back four. There's been not really much tempo. I mean, we've seen Sesko score 2 goals, but ultimately it hasn't been much development. And you don't expect that from an interim guy, interim guy. But ultimately, Fletcher, I think in terms of the experience that he's had, I think it'd be great for him. I'd give him a 5. Man of the match, if I had to give one, it probably would be, I think, genuinely Shea Lacey or Yoro, but you can't give a man of the match in a game like this. Let me know your thoughts there, being your ratings. Let me know if you agree or disagree.